and why you deserve to have the job that you have. And when you can accomplish things like that, it definitely in your mind, right? It solidifies those, and it makes you feel good, and confidence just keeps stacking and helps you out. So I think that's the only thing that's changed for me. My personal life has been the exact same, besides getting engaged. But I was getting engaged way before the championship, so. Um, but yeah, I think just behind the wheel and my team, like just that confidence boost that it's given us, I feel like has made us better overall, and that's good.
Maybe this is a stretch, but having that championship under your belt, having that peace of mind when you have a situation like Homestead where it could have been really crippling
Mhm.
mentally, do you think that had any effect on being able to move on and reset for the next race?
Yeah, I definitely think it helped. It kind of builds on what I, just answered was like you add confidence and belief in yourself that, hey, I can do this stuff and contend for wins and championships and you've won a championship. So you're mentally strong enough to do that. So yeah, I feel like because of the championship last year, I did handle Miami a little bit better than I would. Um, of just not getting up angry. I was just bummed of myself, right? When you're the sole reason you lose the race, you can only put it on you. And how do you respond to that, right? Do you get mad at yourself? Do you get down on yourself and bummed? And I definitely was bummed out about, what I didn't do in the race car to win the race, but I feel like I learned from it faster than what I would have a couple years ago and put it out of my mind quicker. I told myself, I said, okay, you can be, you know, sad about it for the night. But when you wake up Monday morning, you are fully focused on Martinsville and you're not going to think about Miami. And that's what I was able to do. And I think that definitely came from last year.
Right. Talk about someone who's won the title here. What makes Phoenix a good place to determine a worthy champion?
Yeah. I mean, what is this? Fifth year? Yeah. I think it's put on really good shows, honestly. And I know sometimes like this place can get a bad rap, like from the social media people. But honestly, it puts on good racing. If you just look around and I can only describe it behind the steering wheel, it's gotten kind of wide like it needs to be. It has been for the last handful of years. So there's lanes and options and it's put on really good shows. So, and the area is fantastic. I think that's also a big thing is like how nice is the area and how do people respond to having this big race in their area, and people come from all over the place, out here to do it. So, I'm not opposed to having it move, to a handful of different places every couple of years. But proven, Phoenix Raceway has proven that they are very worthy of having championship races. They put on, great hospitality for the people who come and camp out. We were just out there, earlier with all four of us, and there was tons of people out here on a Thursday, so they're dedicated and they're psyched for their race weekend. So it's hospitality to the fans, it's hospitality to the teams, and putting on good shows. And I think they achieve all that.
When you talk about the confidence, is that being more sure of moves that you're making out of the racetrack? Is that more sure of the feel that you're looking for the card and relaying those? What does that confidence mean to you?
Just everything, kind of all the above. Yeah, it's decisions you make. Um, it's how you rebound after making bad decisions, because you're going to make bad decisions sometimes. It gives you confidence in it, kind of how you prep during the week. Like, hey, I think I'm kind of doing the correct things. You're always changing some stuff up, but and yeah, and how you also kind of, I don't know. I think it just gave me perspective and tried to make me focus on the larger picture instead of one lap at a time. Kind of where do you want to be the last 100 miles of a race instead of the first 100, and or taking it 1 or 2 miles at a time. So yeah, I feel like it kind of covers all that stuff.
Cameron Fairley for Sports Media. Can you maybe Mike describe the feeling of being from being a kid trying to chase the dream of being a NASCAR trip, having a chance to go back to back of to be back to back NASCAR champion and living the dream pretty much? Can you maybe describe that feeling?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I grew up watching my dad race for a long time. I was kind of born into it, and Dad started Cup racing, in the late '90s, and so I grew up just watching, all these drivers and admiring my dad and, watching all these guys win championships and wanting to be like these guys. And, you know, I never really thought that I didn't think as a kid that like I'm going to be a NASCAR champion one day. I just wanted to race and take next steps and next steps. And how do I work really hard to achieve that goal? And it's like I've been racing for 21 years. And when you work 20 years to get to like the goal that you wanted to, or what you watched guys achieve on TV when you were a kid and your heroes achieve that stuff, it's just surreal. I said a lot of times last year on stage, like I couldn't believe it. People always say like, I always believed it. I always believe it. I could not believe it. It's just so surreal when you accomplish something that you have wanted to since you were a kid. It's pretty special.
Saw this bit on MAB TV. One reason why you're racing, because you got hit in the face with a baseball. Do you remember when you got hit in the face with the baseball and how you felt after that?
Left eye. I'm a righty. And so yeah, I was in the batter's box, and it was the first time like fast pitch baseball. I forget what age I was. I was like 8, I think they start fast pitch. 9. And sun was right in my eyes, and I never saw it coming. And yeah, so I get hit right in the eye, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I'm going to go wear a helmet and race. So yeah, that was the end. But yeah, left eye, and that was it.
One thing about teammates, I don't care if it's receivers on a football team or like you and Joey, I'll talk to drivers and teammates, and off mic, they'll say, I want to beat that guy's ass so bad, more so than some of the competitors on the other teams. How's that relationship with you and Joey going into this Final Four?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like our sport is motorsports is tricky situations because you're competing directly against your teammates sometimes, but you're still racing for your company umbrella. Or as far as like, if you're 2 wide receivers in the NFL, yeah, you might want to get more touches than that guy or get paid more than that guy, but you're still, if you do well, he does well, your team is still going to win, right? So it is a little bit different, but Joey and I have always worked really well together. We're still fiery competitors because you want to be I'm not going to say main guy at the team, but right, you want to win the most races. But at the same time, I don't think we really compete against that stuff. We just go out and try to do the best we can each week, race each other with a lot of respect, and try to win races and championships for all of Team Penske and Roger Penske. And I feel like that's the way we've kind of always operated.